In today's video, I'm going to give my honest thoughts, feelings and opinions on Pixel Strike 3D here in 2022, asking the question, is it any good from a new player's perspective? Like I usually do with this style of video, I'll be sharing my honest thoughts, feelings and opinions along the way, and as the video title would suggest, I get no royalties, no kickbacks, no promotion codes, and I'm not affiliated with the companies or the devs that made this game, so you can 100% guarantee what I express and my opinions that I do share in this video on my own. Hell, I've not even seen any other creators' videos on this game. So Pixel Strike 3D is a free-to-play multiplayer FPS game that you can find on Steam. It describes itself as having a variety of customization for the players and also prides itself on not being your average pixelated gun game. But I guess we will be the judge of that. Stepping into this game for the first time, the game mode that you will play will be free for all. Well, that's if you decide to go PvP straight away, because there is a custom lobby that you can set up with AI bots. And this is called the training mode. By the way, all the gameplay footage in this video is against real players. I did see that this game had full controller support, so I was pretty interested in trying that out. We will talk about that more later on, but let's just say for now that I switched back to keyboard and mouse because there were a few issues. Something to point out about this game, the more you progress and the higher level you become, more game modes become available to you, as well as more weapons. In terms of the claims for the customization of the player skin, there was actually kind of a large variety of customization as a new player. I chose the Spider-Man skin, which I would say is the equivalent of playing this game on hard mode because you're so damn easy to spot. But my god, the players that I played against in multiplayer definitely needed me to be more visible, and they needed all the help that they could get. The footage that you are watching is from free-for-all, and you can just see how easy it is for me to beat the entire lobby. Because of this, I don't believe there's any skill-based matchmaking in this game. Instead, I believe it's based on rank. So I will say it's pretty decent seeing new player versus new player, but they do need some kind of skill-based matchmaking, especially when you consider the massive hitboxes in this game and the over-casualized gameplay in terms of the gunplay, with there literally being zero recoil in any of the guns. The guns that I probably used the most in this game were the SMGs, mainly the MP5, and I have to admit, it kind of felt unfair in places. I kind of felt dirty beating everyone the way that I was, and I point this out because it kind of made the game less fun too. I don't know about you, but personally, I enjoy a challenge in an FPS game, and I just wasn't getting that here. You can in fact see players' rank levels in the lobby, and even the players that were way ahead of me in terms of progression with the better guns, I was still beating 9 times out of 10. However, I wouldn't go as far as saying the gunplay is not balanced if you do take note of the footage of this video. As you will see, when I'm using the MP5 over distance, there is quite a lot of significant drop off in terms of damage, meaning in some scenarios over distance it would actually take me a full clip to get the kill. This does mean that the SMGs you'll find to be super powerful up close, but kind of bad at distance. So I would say there is an element of pick and fight and forcing your target into a Goldilocks zone of where you know you can guarantee a kill. However, because the massive hitboxes and also lack of recoil, any vetted FPS player will literally need no effort in order to be a top scorer in a game. Unfortunately, this is a bit of a trend that I see in FPS games of most recent years, lowering the skill gap in the gunplay in order to appease the casual audience. For instance, if you take my videos for example, one of my biggest complaints in most games is the fact that it's over casualized, and here is no exception to that rule. I don't even know what they could do to improve it in this style of game because, well, I think the hitboxes are actually the entire model, and that does come down to the pixelated art style that this game goes for. But this also does make the enemies super easy to spot, so regardless if they did make the hitboxes smaller, it will still be easy for a good player to dominate either way. During my time playing, I did actually try and play all the game modes that I could find a lobby to. Other game modes that you will find in this game once you rank up will be Team Deathmatch, Gun Game, Capture the Flag, and also Battle Royale. There's even a bomb defusal game mode like Counter-Strike, or Search and Destroy like on COD if that's what you're used to, and I guess that's where they get the name Pixel Strike 3D from. But not just that, there's also some mini games, a Squid Game, and also a Death Run if that's the kind of thing that you're into. There's a murder mystery and also a zombie infected mode, and I think think that pretty much covers all the bases. I have to admit to you guys, I was actually impressed by the amount of modes in this game. There was more on offer here than I first thought. I would say in terms of gameplay and the mechanics on offer, I would say that this game is catering towards more of a demographic of young children, or maybe someone that's not used to FPS, maybe someone actually that has a budget system. This will run on potato PCs, no problem. However, on the technical side, this game is not without fault, it's not without its glitches. Most of them that I experienced was actually when trying to use a control pad. The first issue that I came across was sensitivity. The sensitivity would reset itself whenever I tried to use a controller, and this would happen during gameplay at critical moments and actually got me killed a few times. Not that it mattered though, my KD was still over 5. I know, I'm just bragging now. It would seem to happen the most when I'd switch to my axe, and you don't want lower sensitivity after getting an axe kill, you're just asking to be shot by someone else. This was the problem that actually ended that 21 kill streak game and the footage that you are watching. Going back into the menu to reset my sensitivities, I ran into another problem. The main menu and UI would just stop responding to the controller, and the only way to fix it was to unplug the controller or actually restart the entire game. Talking about not responding, the issue that I had next was exactly that, but during gameplay. And this time it would feel like my aim was hijacked because it would just move into one direction and fire my gun without me doing anything. It was safe to say that this was a hassle, so I went back to keyboard and mouse. It was almost like this game didn't want me to play fair and use a controller, because the players that I was playing against might have actually stood a chance then. But no, I realized pretty fast that the aim assist in this game is kinda strong. Very sticky once you get on target. You literally have to be doing something wrong not to get the kill, put it that way. When the controller actually worked, I was more than competent against any player in the game, and in fact it felt smooth and very responsive to what I wanted it to do. But the bugs really did turn me off to using that input method. So on the Steam page, when it says full controller support, it means when it actually works. Now I would like to move on to map design, and there are a few recreations that are not one for one but built from the ground up in this game. Recreations of iconic maps like Kill House from COD and also DDoS 2 from Counter-Strike. The original maps are a mixed bag. Some maps are pretty good, other ones not so much. However, the diversity in the map styles do cater towards different play styles, and visually some of the better maps and their details are on par with something like Block Post. It definitely has a modernized style over some of the pixel art games that I've played in the past. I will say there is some interesting themes that do create some kind of atmosphere. This is also helped by the accompanying music that shifts the vibe also, which is different depending on which map you play. And don't worry, you can also mute this music, you don't have to have it in your ears all the time. So let's now move on to community. There was some mention about cheaters in this game. After 2 days, 2 days of playing it, I didn't actually come across any cheaters. Maybe some players are disheartened by the massive hitboxes in this game, or maybe the netcode. There could be an issue with that. These free-to-play games don't usually have the best netcode, but I personally didn't come across any cheaters. Maybe I got lucky. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if some of the players that I went up against called me a cheater, because some of them were getting a little bit annoyed in chat. Also, a very important thing to talk about when it comes to the community is the 1 or 2 people that think this is a crypto miner. The origins of this claim is that the game is actually using a lot of RAM, which to me personally makes absolutely no sense. I don't think this is a miner, because to mine cryptocurrency, that's to do with the GPU, not to do with the RAM. However, this topic and this subject is actually very interesting and is important to talk about, because there are games out there that will do this. Maybe I should do some research and find some games that actually do it and make that video, well, if anyone is interested. Anyway, I could probably recommend this game to anyone that is a younger person, or maybe anyone that is new to FPS, doesn't have a really powerful system to utilize newer and better games, or maybe just someone that wants to jump into a random game like this and just have a little bit of fun. However, I do not recommend this to any experienced FPS player, because you don't have many reasons to come back and get better at the game. You will find yourself getting quite bored quite fast, especially if you're just murdering every lobby. The overall population on the game does change bi-monthly, and popularity seems to vary, but you can expect anywhere from about 180 players average all the way up to about 500. So I think that's going to do it for the video. This has been my honest thoughts, feelings and opinions on Pixel Strike 3D. If you enjoyed today's video, then please smash that like button for me. me, also get subscribed to the channel if you are new. Don't forget that we do have a Discord community for like-minded gamers just like you and me. With that said, I have been Tech from Tech Evolved, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.